What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Fantasy Besties podcast here on the Razzball Fantasy Football Network. We're over here on the Razzball YouTube page, as you found us all year. Big shout out to Razzball for hosting us over there. Definitely check out the website, razzball.com. That's where you can find my written work. And hopefully you found my DFS article there this week, because we were crushing it over there this week. But thank you for hosting us there on Razzball's YouTube page. You could check out the audio of the show on razzball.com, and definitely check out their live start sit show every Sunday morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's where we go right up until the start of the games, giving you start sit advice and answering your questions. But today, we are here on a Monday as the Fantasy Besties. And you only see three of us right now. But Linda will be here. Linda will be joining us. She's just waiting for that pasta to get al dente for the little girl. So I got Coop with me. I got Kev with me. Loop is out this week. Coop's rocking the fantasy alarm shirt. What's up, fellas? Happy Monday. What's going on?
What's up, brother? I know it's a Razzball show, dude. Much respect to Razzball. When I first started getting into this, man, I only hung out over on Reddit. Like, I wasn't even on Twitter. And one of the dudes that kind of was there for me, Donkey Teeth, man, great guy. I love that dude, man. Great fella. So shout out Razzball, and the whole crew is awesome. So I'm happy to be, even though I always rep Fantasy Alarm, I rep Better Sports Network. I like the Razzball guys. That's a crew.
Yo, and I feel the same way, Coop, because, I've been Fantasy Alarm my whole life. That's my people's over there. So even if I write for Razzball and I rep Razzball, I'm always repping Fantasy Alarm also. I got my shirts. I got my hats. We're family here, man. We're all family.
Gang.
Speaking of family, Kev, how you feeling on this Monday?
It's another day. It's the eighth week is upon us here in the National Football League, and it's starting to take its toll. Not gonna lie, we're halfway through the fantasy season, which kind of seems wild, but here we are talking about football. And Linda popped in as well. I saw her kind of poke her head out there and get in here. How are you, Linda?
I really thought JB was going to say, speaking of family, Linda's here, and that's not what happened. So I'm already spiraling.
I didn't want to just throw it right to you, Linda. Like, you just walked in. I didn't want to be like, oh, boom, hey, talk now.
I was like, damn.
My family, my family's actually pretty punctual, so they're usually on time for something.
I was cooking dinner for mine, okay?
For her family, exactly. Linda, we got you. We got you. And Linda, big weekend for you, Linda. Forget about Sunday. What happened on Saturday, Linda? Big win for the Pew Pews.
You know what? That game lasted so long. By like halfway through the second quarter, I was like, I'm not going to make it to the end. And do you know what? I paid for the amount of alcohol I drank on Saturday, Sunday morning. Yesterday was a strictly water day for me.
Well, hey, you got to recover. And I'm glad that you're back with us today on a Monday. You got your recovery Sunday out. And now we're here, ready to talk some fantasy football. And there was a lot of news this week for us, guys, not only in the fantasy world, but in the NFL world. I mean, big blockbuster trade. Christian McCaffrey traded to San Francisco. In return, Carolina got a second, third, and fourth round pick in next year's draft and a fifth round pick in the following year's draft. Now, he didn't do much yesterday in his San Francisco debut. He had 8 carries, had 38 yards. He had 2 catches for another 24 yards. But he wasn't expected to do much, right? It was just kind of like a, hey, get your feet wet before we hand the reins over to you. So, obviously, we saw Carolina yesterday, too. I mean, clearly, Christian McCaffrey was the one holding them back, right? Like, clearly. So, give me the fantasy implications of this deal. And does it make San Francisco a legit contender? What do you think, Linda?
It's going to be hard for me to get behind like a legit contender with Jimmy G at quarterback. I think Jimmy G does a fine job managing that football team, aside from the horrendous interception right in the end zone, but I don't know. It's tough it's always like nerve wracking a little bit when a player like CMC, who was volume based and got all the targets and was rushing an insane amount. And of course, now we've had injuries. So like we saw him be, I think, the running back that we know he can be to start the season, but to go to a team that's so often like making something out of nothing where the running back is concerned, it just feels like a little bit, why? If you can get that production out of dudes that you get like undrafted, I don't understand why you're giving up that much draft capital. But I mean, from a fantasy standpoint, I think CMC is still probably going to be CMC.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Coop, you like the change of scenery for him?
Dude, I think this kind of trade, like we know what this offense is, right? You have 2 wide receivers that play every snap, Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. And you have George Kittle that plays every snap. You have 5 linemen, a quarterback, and now a running back. And they use the fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, so much that you don't really have to worry so much about whoever the third wide receiver is, Jawan Jennings. I don't really care. They don't really play that much, right? So I don't think it changes much besides completely vaporizing Jeff Wilson and Elijah Mitchell, which when you can get a player like this, you do that. So this team went to the NFC Championship last year with this quarterback and pretty much this team. They get Trent Williams back, who I think is the best player in football. Yeah, is that a hot take that a lineman can be the best player in football? I don't think that's crazy. He did let up. It was his guy that got the safety this week, but I think he is the best offensive lineman. And at a certain point, dude, like these guys are that important. So
absolutely, they make a big difference. And Luke makes a good point here too in the chat, Kev. He's not with us, but he makes a good point saying maybe they did it to just keep him away from the Rams or to keep him away from other contending teams. What do you think about that, Kev?
Certainly a valid point. The first thought that I had in my mind with CMC going to the Niners was the part in Big Daddy where the woman at the beginning goes, "We wasted the good surprise on you. The 49ers are wasting the good offense on Jimmy Garoppolo." Just imagine all these pieces around, a burgeoning Trey Lance. Like, we can't have nice things. We can't have the Breece Halls. We can't have the Trey Lances. We can't have all these awesome things. We got to saddle up Ayuk, Kittle, Debo, and CMC around, future statue Jimmy Garoppolo. So it stinks. I mean, they're only going to go as far as he can take him. I just don't know if it's going to be that. I mean, he's already taken him to the Super Bowl, but I mean, good Lord. I just don't know. In this topsy-turvy world where teams like the Packers can just tank against the Commanders and teams like the Bucks can lose to the Panthers. Like, it's just chaos of the NFL. It could be good, could be bad, who knows, but it's all going to be who's left standing at the end of the year, who is like the least injured team, and that's pretty much who's going to come out of the NFC.
Yeah, you could tell you were feeling it. You were feeling it hard yesterday, Kev. Those injuries were tough, and it was tough for a lot of us. A lot of people, a lot of high impact players went down yesterday, and actually in the last couple of weeks. But to the point of the San Francisco 49ers themselves, like that NFC is past Philadelphia. Is like, all right, who's next? You know what I mean? Like, who else is the contenders in the NFC? And when you look at a move like this, that's San Francisco saying we are. That's them saying, hey, we are ready, like you guys were talking about. We went to the playoffs with this mediocre quarterback that you guys don't believe in. But, hey, we're going to add one of the best players of football to our team behind this dominant offensive line on a team that has a great scheme for running backs, that we're making things out of undrafted players and sixth-round players. Now we have a dominant back for the first time. Let's see what we could do in this system with this. I think it does make them a legit contender. I think the coolest thing I heard about this, you're absolutely right, Scampers. Jimmy G and Taysom Hill are like the 2 most hated on people in the Twitter waves. Like, Jimmy G just gets it done. Taysom kind of has a gimmick to him, but like Jimmy G plays the position the right way. He just gets hated on because he's not as flashy or not as sexy, and he does make mistakes. But
he's sexy, but he's just not good at football.
He's very sexy.
Yeah, he is effectively a good-looking individual.
In a football sense. But the one thing that I love about the McCaffrey story, guys, and I heard this on the radio the other day, obviously it goes back to the ties that the fathers had, right? So his father, Ed McCaffrey, played for Mike Shanahan. When they played, when they were together, McCaffrey was a kid, Christian McCaffrey was a kid, and so was Kyle Shanahan. But Kyle Shanahan was a little older and used to babysit Christian McCaffrey. Now Christian McCaffrey's playing for his former babysitter, so that's almost like,
it's almost like Matt Rule bringing over his college player Robbie Anderson from Temple. That worked out great for everybody.
Matt Rule loved to give jobs to dudes he helped in college. Like
that. Now the Cardinals have to babysit Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, that's the David Tepper. You were a busboy. Hey, I was one too. to Matt Rule. Yeah, the babysitter narrative, that's like something Adam Levitan throws out, and that's when like the hashtag narratives are jumping the shark when you get to the babysitting narrative.
Oh yeah. And speaking of babysitting, like you said, Coop, now Arizona has to babysit Robbie Anderson because he did get moved over to Arizona. Didn't play much. Well, he played, but didn't really do much. Just kind of running around out there, getting his feet wet in his first week. But even Hopkins said in the post-game interview they plan on getting him involved. He will step up a little bit to help out, in the absence of Hollywood Brown. I think that people were playing out of place this week. So I'm going to quickly just mention this because we didn't really talking about this, but Rondale Moore was a disappointment this past week because they had him playing outside. Like, this guy shouldn't be playing outside. He should be playing in the slot. And I think that once Robbie Anderson gets accustomed and acclimated to the offense, he'll play that outside role, allowing Rondale Moore to have a more significant slot role. And I think that's a boost. Robbie Anderson being there will be a boost for Rondale Moore. Do you guys agree with that statement?
You're muted.
I don't know if it's a boost. I think honestly, diluted targets are the devil in fantasy football. I don't want to have Zach Ertz and DeAndre Hopkins and Robbie Anderson and Rondale Moore and eventually Hollywood Brown all on the same team. I want Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and then KJ Osborne kind of just doing whatever. Like, that's what I want. So I really don't love what they're doing over there. It seems like a lot of desperation.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
Herm's in the house. What's up, Herms? I like Mike. Don't sell Rondale short. He's going to come up big. That's what you did there. Last bit of news from this week is Matt Ryan got benched today, guys. First, they called it, a shoulder issue. And then they said, no, like, whether his shoulder was healthy or not, like, we were going to put his ass on the bench. So Matt Ryan benched supposedly for the remainder of the season. And rumor has it that it came from the top down. Any thoughts on that one? Any, love for Sam Erlinger or anything like that, Kev? Linda?
Right. I got to work on building the narrative as to why this is good for my Michael Pittman Jr. shares. I haven't really had the time for that today, but I'll get a conspiracy theory out eventually.
Here's my opinion. The reason bad organizations stay bad is because ownership is bad. And like, if you're going to be a big crybaby about Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan and all the guys that you bring in, then it's time to look in the mirror, dude. And Jim Irsay is a total weirdo. Like, he literally had someone
buying guitars and shit.
Didn't he had a girlfriend die at his apartment, dude? Like, this guy is just a total, like, yeah, that's fact, man.
Bill head.
100%. Like, this guy, he was caught with like a briefcase full of pills. Like, this guy is just a total weirdo, man. So I'm all set on the Colts. Like, I'm just not interested. For fantasy football, yeah, but I don't think this team can win a championship with Jim Irsay. Just like I don't think the Commanders can be good with Dan Snyder. There's a bunch of owners where I'm just like, it's a joke. You know what I mean?
Pepper.
Like, you look at the owners putting in the work and trying hard. Like, those guys keep going back to the Super Bowl. It's funny how that happens, right?
That's true. You're absolutely right. But as the resident Paris Campbell lover now, does that production continue with this new changing quarterback?
Paris Campbell is running like 1 yard 8-out routes, dude. Any one of us could throw those passes.
Yeah, he makes Rondale more look like Deshaun Jackson.
I'm fully on board. He had 12 targets and 70 yards. He's on the full Amon-Ra St. Brown, Hunter Renfro, Jacoby Myers trajectory. Like, anyone can, Curtis Samuel, right? It's like, all I care about is the targets, baby.
I love it. Targets win. So every week we start the show with first down. Everybody gets to talk about something that they want to talk about, whether it was their highlight of their weekend or something they saw that they liked. We kind of making it second down this week, I guess, because we did have some big news to touch on. But I still want to get us to start off the show that way. So, Coop, give me your first kind of second down this week. What's the one thing you saw that you want to talk about?
Well, that actually goes with what I just said. Mine goes with what I just said with like the ownership, all that stuff. I'll get a scarf for you, buddy. Don't worry. Got you, baby.
It's cold up there in New England.
Coming out of my ears. Yeah, I got a sweatshirt on, dude. I don't want to cover up the fantasy alarm with a scarf, you know? But like, this whole idea of winning culture versus tanking, like, at a certain point, we have to look around and realize that maybe we just like this person and maybe they're not building a winning culture. So as much as it pains me, like, I look at Dan Campbell, you can only sit around and think so much about winning while you're losing all the time. This team, through 1 and a third season now, has 4 wins, not winning, dude. And you look at, like guys like Jeff Fisher, who for years people loved him. He's a really nice guy. You know what I mean? But he wasn't a winner. And then you look at Brian Dable, he comes out and he's playing with nobody, dude. No wide receiver on that team has 200 yards, but that team wins. I think winning culture, at a certain point, you actually have to win. You can't just sit around and talk about how you guys really want to win real bad and, do speeches about anime and friendship or whatever Jamal Williams is doing during Hard Knocks. Like, you actually have to win games for it to be winning culture. So Dan Campbell's on the hot seat, if you ask me, dude. Honestly, we talk about the hot seat for all these other coaches. How are you going to win 4 games over your last 20 something and all of a sudden you're not in the hot seat? Gotta be, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's getting a little bit of a pass because of injuries that they've had there, and we're still missing his star running back there, so he might be getting a little.
Giants having that injuries.
Yeah, they've been throwing to Jets, Richie James, and all those
Jets have had injuries, dude. Yeah, if guys sitting out, they don't even feel like playing. Mekhi Becton's hurt, they're still winning.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Winning culture is where it's at. I mean, obviously, you could talk, like you said, you could talk about winning all you want, but the proof is in the pudding and not in the candy. And we'll get to the candy in a little while.
The Dolphins owner Stephen Ross was actively trying to lose and offering money to Brian Flores, and he won like 7 games. More games than Dan Campbell's won since he's been with the Lions. Double the games. Like, dude,
funny story. I've talked to him on the phone before. Stephen Ross.
Flores? Oh, Stephen Ross.
He bought propane for me.
And propane accessories.
Nice. So I'm sure that was a highlight of your life, Kev, but what was a highlight of your week?
So it's second down, and unlike this team, I'm actually going to pass on this, and I'm going to pass on the Falcons. They can't keep getting away with this. Like, the fact that they have 2 top 8 picks that they use on a tight end and a wide receiver, and they throw in a negative game script. Thanks to Sam Hoppen, by the way, from 4 for 4 for these, threw 13 times for a combined 6 times the above 2 players, Pitts and London, in favor of giving carries to a 5th round running back in a full game of negative game script. And another stat, the Falcons have run the ball 81 more times than they've thrown the ball and have just 36 more yards doing so. Like, it's not even efficient running that they're doing. Like, the calls to fire Arthur Smith are, coming from inside the house, outside the house, from everywhere you can find him. This is just, it's abhorrent. I mean, I've called this offense a Service Academy offense for the past 3 weeks right now, and it's really doing a disservice to Army, Navy, Georgia Tech, and Air Force at this point. It's bad. And you can't really say they're winning. They're 3-4. Like, if they were like the Giants and they're 5-1 or 6-1, you could say something about that. Well, maybe we're wrong, but like, at some point, like, allocation of the resources that you put a lot of stock into and a lot of draft capital, Pitts in London, versus what you're doing in this offense. Like, trade for AJ Dillon and send over Kyle Pitts to Green Bay. Like, come on, just go fully into it, and to start Kadarrell Hodge and Frank Darby and Parker Hesse. Like, just go full on into it, but it's just wasteful at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy, Kev. It really is. And Herm's got me cracking up over here in the YouTube chat. But I saw a bunch of people tweet out stats like the ones that you were reading. I think Dwayne McFarlane posted one looking Coop with this scarf on. But like, in a complete negative game script, like you mentioned, like, they were trailing the entire game and they still didn't throw the football.
This was the perfect week to throw the ball.
Everybody that's been waiting on has been saying, well, whatever. They got 3 wins. They're 3-3. They're winning games. They're going to stay with what's winning. They're in close games. And now they're losing the entire game, and they're still turning around and handing the ball off to Tyler Algier. Like, I don't get it. But Arthur Smith is not going to get fired as long as they're in first place in the freaking NFC South. Like,
I've seen this. I've seen this playbook before, man. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars hand it to James Robinson, whether you win or not. Just, that year they were tanking, but they just handed it to James Robinson, win or lose. I mean, I think that's where they're going.
Yeah. And look, most people didn't have this team winning more than 5 games the whole season. Then they're already at 3. So, like, they're already over exceeding expectations, right? So like that's not a cause for firing. But when you look at them and you watch the product on the field, everybody has to see something's wrong here. So like, which way does it go? I don't know. It's blowing my mind, Kev. You're absolutely right. They can't keep getting away with this.
Exactly. And Coop, by the way, you look like you're about to walk into Williams Sonoma and buy some cookware.
I'm about it, dude. Hey, I'm telling you, we have enough. Hey, we got Herms in the chat, Troy. I can't believe Toronto Dave's not in here, dude. We had Daddy's home. Like, you good enough for the happy hour kids in here? They want the scarf, they get the scarf, dude.
That's man. You gotta appease the people.
You gotta give the people what they want.
Troy, you see how I moved on as soon as he started bad mouthing the Dolphins? We moved on from that, right? You saw that. So, Linda, tell me yours. And as much as I don't think I want to hear it, and I don't think Kevin wants to hear it, but tell us anyway.
Oh, I'll hear it. I don't care.
Yeah, that's my bad. I literally just now, as we were sitting here, I was like, fuck, I'm about to shit on both of their like future Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Spill the tea, Linda.
I'm sorry. Two former XFL quarterbacks in PJ Walker and Taylor Heineke, who I love both of their stories with my whole heart. Always like in on a dog, always. But them coming in and beating Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, and like, no offense on the Tampa Bay game, but like whooping the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What the fuck was that? And like, I just I love that story. I love watching two guys that you're like, come in and just like do what they did on Sunday. There was a lot of bad things on Sunday, but that was great.
And that's why, as much as the crap that people talk about XFL and all those other like amateur leagues, like this is the type of story why we hope that those leagues kind of stick around, right? Because you get guys like PJ Walker and Taylor Heineke that didn't have a chance, that got to show up, play, got a job as a backup, and now they're out here beating legends. Like that's pretty freaking cool. Not
for nothing, because the Chargers fucking sucked this weekend. But Taylor Burlett also was an XFL kicker. So I mean, it's not just even quarterbacks.
Yes, yep. Dude. We really do need it. I need it because I need football during the off season desperately. But like, there's no reason not to have it. Like, if they could, they're trying to make too much money off it. Like, if they just set it up where it's a certain way, where it's, less practicing the whole thing, I think they can get away with it. But I would love for it to be this big production. But I think that's what's hurting them is like, it's hard. It's hard to set it up the right way. I mean, the CFL gets away with it, right?
Yeah. And Linda, I don't know what that Bucs game was. I mean, right off the bat, Mike Evans drops a short touchdown, and that probably changed the entire game. Like, if we go up 7-0 right there, gut punch right off the bat, that might change the whole game. And then we don't score the rest of the game. So it's like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it anymore, but it was a phenomenal story to see PJ Walker and Taylor Heineke go out there and beat literally legends. It's coming from the XFL.
This is a copycat league, right? And you have Tom Brady comes over and wins one Super Bowl, and now every team is like, let's just get the oldest quarterback we can find, Matt Ryan, or like trade for Russell Wilson, even though he's not old. Just like, yeah, just whatever. I mean, Matt Stafford did it too, so I guess it is possible. But I mean, Linda's getting the short end of the stick. It was supposed to be your year, Linda, was it not?
Yeah, I was ready. I was fully fucking ready. You
were loading your Subway sandwich up with pepperoncinis. I saw you over there getting so fired excited. Up.
And I don't know that I've ever been deflated this quickly. Like, legitimately not sure that this has ever happened to me, from a like, we're gonna be great, to just like, boy, get them all the fuck out. Just go
great
on.
Pain.
I need to just put this into that's why we have this drop. Big news coming from Ian Rappaport. Literally, the Jets acquired James Robinson just now.
Wow. Shut up. Dude, yep. That's amazing. That's perfect. That's great for fantasy football.
Mr. Scampers. Breaking news from Mr. Scampers and Kevin Tompkins here on the Fantasy Besties podcast. Look at Scampers right there. Yes.
Dude, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We ignored Scampers' best message in the entire chat, which is the first message.
Just had to load up the video.
The first message he posted: just ripped my last non-ripped jeans. Big day for me and my family. Is that not, dude? How did we skip over? That is the funniest thing I think. Scampers is the legend, dude. But now we can get to the news. This is perfect, dude. The guy I was calling for was Mark Ingram, but James Robinson's the perfect one. Now you have James Robinson as the short yardage back, Michael Carter, Ty Johnson as the pass down backs. Travis Etienne is free, dude. Travis Etienne's the new Breece Hall, baby. We're back.
Yeah,
we're back.
This is incredible. This is incredible.
Patrick from SpongeBob.
This is incredible for fantasy football, and this is incredible for the NFL. And this is even better for all of my friends that are New York Jet fans that have suffered for so long. This is your team showing you we're sitting here at 5-2 and we're freaking going for it. Like, we're not going to sit back and let our season get derailed because our star running back went down. We're not going to sit here and go, oh, well, we're going to make excuses when we come up short. No, we're going to go out, we're going to make a deal, and we're going to get right back on the horse. And I mean, that was my first down, so this was perfect, guys. My first down was let's hear it for New York. The Jets are 5-2. The Giants are 6-1. I mean, I live in New York. I've been a Bucs fan living in New York since the 90s, and I have a lot of friends that are Jets and Giants fans that have had more success for the most part than my Bucs and have given it to me. So I've enjoyed giving it back to them the last few years. But hey, kudos to you guys. You deserve it right now. The New York teams are doing it, and they're doing it well. I mean, you want to throw Buffalo in the mix too. Obviously, Buffalo's killing it. We don't really consider Buffalo like really part of New York. It's like little Canada, but New York teams are doing it up, man. So shout out to all you guys going for it and enjoying football for the first time in a while.
As an upstate New Yorker, suck it, JB.
I was gonna say a lot of smoke coming from Long Island, dude. Aren't you guys? It's kind of like out in the water, bro?
Right?
We're chilling, bro.
Looking across the water at the Big Apple.
We're like right next to the boroughs, but it doesn't smell as much. So like we're just chilling out here. Linda, thoughts on New York teams and or this trade for James Robinson?
Oh, I have one quick thought on the New York teams. Yankees suck.
Yeah, they do.
I have one quick comment is postseason baseball keeps fucking up my Lego Masters watching, and it's really, really ruining my weeks. 2 weeks in a row, I've missed Lego Masters. That's my Wednesday cool down.
Dude. We told everyone to come.
College Bowl too. I don't know if you guys watched that. I'm still catching up on them.
I'm making an executive decision. Let's get into this candy draft, dude. My Patriots are playing tonight right down the street. I gotta be ready for this game. Can we get in here? Because
let's get in there right after we throw up Herms. Herms asked a great question in the chat.
Okay, of course. Herms legend.
Is this trade good for Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I mean, honestly, that trade is good for everybody except like Michael Carter. Like,
Michael Carter, dude. Like, that's the thing, though. I have to say this one thing. A very annoying take, and probably not true. But Michael Carter, we all loved him last year, right? He was a 4th-round pick, played well, and then they drafted Breece Hall in the 2nd round because there was a good guy available. Dameon Pierce. Linda, you know what I'm saying, dude. Just imagine, though. It's like this is his future, where you're like, oh, it's his time. Like, it was Michael Carter was back from the dead, and then they were just like, oh, let me just put this dirt back where it was. You know, like, oh, hold on, somebody move this dirt. Like, let's just put it right back on this grave. Like, that's what just happened to Michael Carter. Like, be careful with these late round RBs. You know?
Yeah, in Dynasty, you got to be worried about it. While Kev loads up the candy draft, guys, Eric Figueroa, I see your comment there. I think that's a pretty solid squad. You're hoping on T-Law getting better. Your running back stable is pretty solid there with a top-heavy Eckler and Swift as long as they stay healthy. You got some good wide receivers there. So, I like Freiermuth coming on as well. So that's a pretty solid squad. You got some depth there at running back, especially if Pacheco steps up. Patrick Haas, I see your comment there too. Need some alternate options to a loaded question. So he's got Hurts, Harris, Hunt, Foreman, Gus, Williams. So he's pretty deep at running back, but like nothing really fancy there. So you're going to be playing matchups, Patrick. I think that you're going to have to like look at rankings, play some matchups, start the running backs that have good matchups, and you have solid wide receivers. Like your wide receivers are awesome. So if you got those solid wide receivers, Ertz and Hurts, as long as you play the right matchups at running back, you should be solid there too, Patrick.
Dude, trade Gus Edwards, man. Trade Gus Edwards as soon as you can, because I think that this whole game is based on winning the 3 weeks at the end of the year. That really is the reality. The last 3 weeks before last season. When Gus Edwards comes around, like Gus Edwards right now is great, but like at the end of the year, it's going to be J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Kenyon Drake, and Lamar Jackson. You were
And
trying to
Justice
load
Hill.
up.
Excuse you.
Please. Hey, Linda, I'm still dreaming, baby. I'm still hey, Keyshawn Vaughn, Justice Hill, bring him back. Eno Benjamin's back. Why can't our boys live again?
Yeah, try to put a package together if you can, Patrick. Package Gus up with somebody and get an upgrade at running back and get somebody that you could feel confident with starting week in and week out. That would be a good way to play that also.
If you're winning now, that's the play.
Yep. So into our Halloween candy draft, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be a 5-round snake draft. No chocolate premium. Draft order is Kevin, Linda, JB, then Coop. It's going to wrap back around like a snake draft, like I said, with a 3rd-round reverse. So, Linda, as the group mom, please explain the rules so we don't have another pie gate like the last time we tried to have a draft and Coop screwed it all up.
Screwed it up, dude. First of all, dude, I'm muting myself right now after I said this. These are all rigged. These are all rigged every time.
Right now. We're done. Listen. If somebody takes M&Ms, it means you cannot go, okay, I want peanut M&Ms. M&Ms are fucking M&Ms. I don't care what they shove inside them.
Was that?
Oh, dude, I took pie. And all of a sudden now peanut M&Ms are the same thing?
This time we have rules.
Right, so you can't call chocolate. You can't call gummies.
You got Skittles. Covers all Skittles. Doesn't mean you could come in, talk about sour Skittles, talk about tropical Skittles. It's Skittles. These are very easy rules. If somebody says Reese's Cup, don't you dare come in this bitch and talk about, oh, I like the pumpkin Reese's Cup. Same thing. Reese's and Reese's Pieces, different.
Let the record show that the egg-shaped Reese's for Easter are the best ones.
I agree, but it's still a Reese's. All right. And if, like, I don't think I have to fucking actually moderate this. Let's try to be grown-ups about it, okay, boys?
We'll do our best, Mom.
About this candy draft. Everybody try to be an adult about it.
As if you're not gonna have to moderate this situation.
So I think Kevin's been sitting on his 1.01 pick ever since he just leapt out to a lead in our 100-yard rush for this draft position. Kev was just flying and took it wire to wire. So, Kev, get us started with the 1.01 of this draft.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, no question, 100%. You guys are done.
I mean, all reliable, right?
Fine candy. Some people are allergic to it. So not really that great.
Those people should be excommunicated.
I'm saying. Not me.
Send them to the gulag.
People I've heard of. People I imagine that are nice people. So maybe not that great a pick.
Linda, where are you going next?
Okay, for the record, I got absolutely tore to shreds last time we did a candy draft on Twitter. So I'm gonna try to not take wax bottles this time because people were really not, really not in on that.
I remember that.
Dude, that's literal trash. It's not actually candy.
I ordered a pound of wax bottles.
3/4 of the makeup of that is trash.
But anyway, I'm gonna take Sour Patch Kids. They're the one candy that if like chewy gummy candy, if I see in my kids' Halloween candy, I know I'm gonna set some aside.
So
I think Sour Patch Kids a good pick.
Okay. All right. Before
Sour Patch watermelon should be a separate category. Just saying.
No.
Oh God, Scampers! I hope you don't stand with Linda on wax bottles. Like, oh, Scampers! Just when we thought that you like couldn't do any wrong, like, come on, man. Patrick, I see your second half there. I would stay put. I would not trade Hurts at all, especially Diggs. Like, I mean, Barkley's great, but don't make that deal. Stay put. Try to make a lesser deal. Back to candy, man. I'm on the clock with Reese's and Sour Patch Kids off the board. I mean, I feel like I'm going to have to go Skittles here, man. Let me get my sweet in right away. Get the, taste the rainbow there. Make Marshawn Lynch happy. Go beast mode with some Skittles.
Trevor Siemian was also a Skittles spokesperson, just saying.
just like Sour Patch Kids, if you could just pick the red ones, that would be a good choice. But otherwise, nah. You have to deal with the bad ones, dude.
Red's not even the best Sour Patch Kid.
100%. Red's not the best Sour Patch Kid.
No.
From the
Oh,
person
cool.
that brought you wax bottles.
Please lay out what the best Sour Patch Kid is.
Blue.
Blue,
He's got a
dude.
point.
Blue's up there.
Yeah, I guess blue's second.
Make
I was
a
hoping
pick.
you would pick one of the really
Like
good
orange. Like, no.
ones. Yeah. I mean, you guys both picked a candy. You guys both picked a candy where you put one in your mouth and you're like, let me get this out of the way so I can eat the ones I like.
That's
No,
like the
you
one
just
that you're
put, like,
hoping
3 Skittles in at
Dad
the same time,
chooses
dude.
to
Okay,
take out
but
of
I
your
also
bag.
pick M&Ms apart by color. Like the brown M&Ms are the best because they're double chocolate, which I know isn't
Whoa,
true.
whoa,
but
whoa.
in
You
my
can't
mind-
talk about players during a draft before the players get taken, Linda. You know draft etiquette.
My bad.
You know Linda's picking her least favorite Sour Patch Kids. She's going to Piper. She's like, these are your favorite.
Give me all your blues.
You know that's true.
All right, Coop on the turn. Hit us with a double bang.
I was only ready to talk smack. I wasn't actually ready to pick candies. Okay, so I have to pick one that it's a rock solid, it's a staple. It's an American. I gotta pick Snickers. I like Snickers, frozen or not.
Should have been 102.
You got to be safe. You have to be safe at the turn. Now,
Didn't you talk shit about Kevin having candy that people could be allergic to, and then you go ahead and pick a peanut bar?
dude, wait till you hear my next pick.
Those peanut butter taffy things.
Because I just talked so much trash about ones where people don't like some of the flavors, yet I'm still gonna pick Starburst right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's
gotta
the one
take
that has
them.
2 good flavors.
I literally picked the perfect example of ones where there's only a couple good flavors. I mean, I like them all personally,
Do you?
but dude, I mean, there's
like those double packs though.
Do you
like
eat the orange
two
Starburst?
Starburst packs?
dude. So I like the orange one. The orange ones aren't even my least favorite. And
The orange and the yellow are fucking baller. Pink.
Dang, dude, Linda, you're so
What?
back, dude.
Pink is
Linda,
the
you are
best
so
one.
back.
There is a
Pink's
reason
the
why
best one.
state-
Red, dude, red's the worst one.
Oh, I like
Wow,
the
no,
red.
man.
Fuck off.
But everyone likes red. Linda, you just said you liked
There's a
all the
reason Why
flavors.
they make the fave reds bag?
Linda, what's your least favorite? Linda, what's your least favorite?
It's all like super fruity gummy candy. I like candy, bro. I've
You have
never
enough.
opened
Hey,
a pack of Starburst
you
and
haven't.
been like,
You have enough Trulies. There's not a bad candy.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But you have to pick a least favorite, dude.
I don't have.
Not if she likes them all. Let her live.
I've never
She's just-
opened a 2-pack of Starburst and been like, oh man.
See, that's how I get when I get an orange.
Double
Yes,
lemon on those.
Starburst.
It's wrong.
When I get an
So,
orange,
do
see, I
it.
don't mind the lemon now. In my old age, I
Hey.
don't like the lemon, but the orange,
Yeah,
I
gets
can't.
the
I can't.
generic-
Hey, can you
Mention
put
the
Drew
double
DeLuca's most recent comment up about the Starburst? Okay, so there's another candy I almost picked. I don't want to name it. But there's another candy I almost picked that's actually worse for this. So
Now I feel like I gotta take my
yeah.
sleeper in the second round.
yeah, man. So Drew, I'm with you, brother. Yeah, it's a challenge. I don't like it, man, but dude, that's a good candy, bro.
JB,
Yeah.
you're up.
All right, so there is a candy that if I was picking my favorite right now, I would take, but I'm gonna pass on it because you guys left value on the board. And if we're taking this to Twitter, I'm going M&Ms because now I got a bag of Skittles and a bag of M&Ms, and I'm just sitting back, just chilling with Overliable. Like I feel like I just got like the top 2 picks in the draft right here at the 3, so I'll take it. I'll take the value.
A solid choice for your small, tiny size candies.
Hell yeah! I get a fun size bag. You guys get 1 piece of candy in your fun size bag. I get 6.
You
I
just
do have
drafted.
Skittles
You just
right here.
drafted. You just drafted Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
No, I didn't.
Those are the 2 sponsors for my favorite NASCAR drivers.
I just
dude.
drafted
So I'm
like Derek
I'm like sitting
Henry and Joe Mixon, pretty much. Like, and I'm cool with that.
there's a lot of different M&Ms. There's a lot of different good M&Ms.
There's the
I will
minis.
say. When you picked Reese's peanut butter cups, you also get Reese's Pieces?
No, you don't.
Did you listen to the rules, Coop? Jesus.
No, I did not at all.
No, like the
It's
take
different.
five
I was getting a scarf, I think, during that.
Yeah, Drew, I got value right there. M&M's is a first rounder in the second. Thank you, sir. I like that value. Linda, what are you taking here?
Okay, I am gonna risk losing. I don't think Kevin's gonna take.
I'm
The
married
one
too, JB. I think you're still
Man.
with me.
Okay,
true.
I know JV's saying that like we're gonna post this on Twitter and we're looking for Twitter to be like, you had the best draft, but I need you guys to know that I don't give a fuck what Twitter thinks about my draft. So I'm going specifically, now it covers both, but specifically pull apart Twizzlers.
Ooh.
Candy I get to play with. Oh.
The Legos of Twizzler. The Legos of Katie. I will say the pull and peel Twizzlers is everything. The regular Twizzlers are straight up disgusting.
Yeah, they're not great, but pull aparts, oh man.
Don't they taste the same?
Oh shit.
No, they taste totally different.
Really? I don't know. I've never really gotten behind.
They truly
Twizzlers.
do.
My wife got into a little pull apart Twizzler fixation for a little while. I can't get behind Twizzlers, so I don't know.
The pull apart Twizzlers are like fruit roll up string cheese.
Nice. All right, Kev, you do not get a snake here because we're going third round reversal. So who you taking here?
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude.
Did you not
That's
listen to the
right.
rules, Linda?
Dude, it's an odd number draft. It's an odd number rounds.
We still got 4 rounds to
Shut
go.
up. Coop is gonna fucking take my pick.
Oh, I
This is the
100%.
easiest. This is the easiest pick
I'm gonna
anybody
throw
could
up.
ever make. And I don't know how they're still here.
Yep. That was my pick. So that was the
Was it-
one that I
Ow.
was gonna go
Ow.
with at the 2-2, but I got more value in M&M. So Twix is my favorite candy, Kev. So I love that pick, and to get him at the 2.4, like that's great value there.
I just got Jefferson and Cup.
Such a lame pick.
peanut
dude.
butter cup.
All right. So
Yeah,
Linda. So are we doing third round reverse? That's what we're
Yeah,
doing?
Coop, you're up.
Yeah.
All right. So man, so now that I know the rules, it kind of does change what I would pick. Because Reese's Pieces are dope, but they're too specific. Dude,
JB, you're up. Time limit.
part of me wants to take Linda's very favorite, but I'm gonna take my personal favorite, my mom's favorite. And again, I don't care what Twitter says, but I really do. And these, we're talking about ruining your teeth, Drew. Now I'm gonna have both of them. These ones live in your teeth forever. These might be. These
Linda's
are
so
like.
bad right now.
I'm taking Butterfinger on this one.
Crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery.
I
love-
do love Butterfinger, but we're good.
Not your pick, Ken, not your
Linda's
pick. I'm a
breathing
big Butterfinger guy. It's my mom's favorite. If I didn't get on the squad, dude, I would have been letting my people down, my family down. So,
I'm not the biggest fan of the candy bar, but that is my favorite, like DQ Blizzard is Butterfinger.
Oh, I get the Blizzards.
All right. Well, you can't disappoint Mama Coop. Shout out to Mama Coop. She was super
dude.
nice. I'm not a Butterfinger guy, and honestly, again, guys, you're leaving them for me here. So, Linda, I'm gonna let you get your pick because I don't know what kind of weird sticky candy you're looking for here, but it's probably not Reese's Pieces. So I'm gonna take Reese's Pieces here. Now I have Skittles, I have M&Ms, and I have Reese's Pieces. Not only do I have a great mixture of Halloween candy, but I have the most little pieces. Like my fat ass is happy.
It's all these little. You give like an IDP lineup, dude.
Right.
It's
He's
like
gonna
such
take
a little
like
weird.
nerds and fucking
Yeah,
What
he's just gonna keep getting
Volume,
smaller,
baby.
keep getting
Volume.
smaller and smaller until he picks like Fun Dip at the
Dippin'
end.
Dots.
Yo, as all
Just
you guys
sugar grain.
who you guys do
Wait.
target reports and talk about routes run and shit, right? Look at all the volume I'm getting here out of my candy. Look at that
Yeah.
volume.
So since we added a 6th round, we should not have done third round reversal. We either have to do third round with
I
5
thought it was
rounds.
5 rounds. It's
Yeah,
5
it should be
rounds.
5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because
5.
we're already coming up on like 45.
Patriots,
minutes, so.
Patriots playing, my boys.
Yeah, it's 5 rounds. So go ahead, Linda. What's your weird sticky candy you're going with?
Bro, Milk Duds. All day.
Ew.
Every day.
No,
Linda.
100 days out.
Gross,
My
dude.
buddies
Are you
with
kidding me?
friends, like my friends with kids, when their kids get Milk Duds, they drop them off on my porch. I get
Of course they do,
mad
dude.
Milk
Yeah,
Duds.
because nobody wants them.
If you would take my recycling, I would drop it off too, like or trash or whatever.
Dude, what? It's caramely chocolate. I don't understand the issue with Milk Duds.
I'm
all
kidding.
in
I
on that.
actually like Milk Duds, but not as much as I like mean to you.
I've never actually gotten Milk Duds and ate them. Like I loved getting Milk Duds as a kid because they were weapons. Like those were the things that I would take and I would throw at people, and
Yeah.
you know that's all they were was weapons.
I've never
they were
had
not
that
good
stuff.
candy.
I'm just saying, milk. You could have got Milk Duds off waivers. Like Milk Duds is like Gus. Milk Duds like Gus Edwards, bro.
I honestly
Milk-
probably would have taken
Milk
Milk
Duds.
Duds.
Milk
was
Duds is
worried.
like 3 yards in a cloud of dust, dude.
Oh,
But it's just
man.
it's
Yeah, it's Zeke Elliott.
all right, Linda was
hard to get excited. Hard to get excited about it. The word "dud" is right in there. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Linda, you do what you do, Linda. But Kev, bring us around on the turn and bring it back to her so we can see what other weird candy she wants to take.
I get 2. So again, I'm just gonna stick with what I know. Kit
Wide
Kat.
receivers.
Like, how's Kit Kat still out there?
All right, I have an important question for you guys.
I don't like Kit Kats. The texture is
neither.
weird on my teeth.
I got an important question for you guys. I do like Kit
Fucking
Kats.
wafers.
Do you guys like the white chocolate Kit Kats or the orange ones that come around on Halloween, which are also white chocolate? Do you guys like those ones?
Ooh,
I don't
my
like
turn. My turn
wafers.
pick. Thank you for reminding me, Coop.
Do you like those or no?
The white. I've never had the white chocolate. I've seen
Dude.
like the wasabi ones too, which are fucking weird.
I'll say I like the regular ones, but I actually like the orange and white chocolate ones even better, which is kind of hot take, but they're awesome. I probably should
All
pick
right.
White
Kit Kats.
chocolate's better than milk chocolate.
Yeah, I can't help
All
you
right.
much because wafer
For my
candy is just
turn?
weird to me.
Why? It's dope.
No, that's weird. Ooh, Raina's gonna like that one, Kev. I don't know if Raina's watching us right now, but
That's a sleeper.
You
Right.
can't
Raina?
take all. You can't take all of the Hershey's bars.
no.
I guess
I
that
want
is
this
just
one in
chocolate.
particular.
And that's a banger,
Yeah.
Kev.
Yeah.
Because I
There's
was
only
never
like 2 other Hershey bars worth rostering, so
yeah.
I'm okay
And
with
that-
that.
Raina loves those things, and she actually, and I can't talk about players not drafted, but the cookies and cream is a great flavor, and I end up sneaking pieces out of her bag, so that's a good pick, and she'll like it if she's watching.
I like those, but those are that's probably the flavor I get sick of the quickest. Like I can't do more than one. I can't do more
Yeah,
than
I could only
can't
do
do
a
more
few
than
of those.
15. I can't do more than 15 at a time.
2 at a time.
All right, Linda.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm obviously not trying to please the masses anymore, so
Oh,
give me
Jesus.
Whoppers.
Oh Jesus!
Okay.
Those were literally the 2 things that I threw at people: Milk Duds and Whoppers. Like, I
Now we've
wouldn't
jumped
eat
the
those.
shark.
Oh man, Linda's gonna win though if we're like bringing this out to the 60 and over crowd.
I don't think. Yeah. Right. The
I'll
dads.
go butterscotch hard candies next.
Right.
Just to really
The little
secure their vote.
strawberry.
Yeah.
You know, the
if you, she's gonna have the demographic that hasn't been allowed to eat the candy they want for 20 years. So like the 60-year-old dads are gonna be like, yeah, dude, I love Whoppers and Milk
Do you
Duds,
know
whatever's
how
left
many
over.
50-year-old dads follow me on Twitter? I'm fucking nailing my audience. Whoa.
That's your main demographic.
Oh man, and look at Scamper. Scamper said no, Whoppers are 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and sure as shit, she
They
got
really
both
are
of them.
dust, though.
She got both of them.
There it is, dude. There it is. It's old timey.
man.
Linda going old timey football on the way back around.
It's gonna get way
Right.
worse before
Linda
it gets better,
drafting this team like it is the Falcons offense.
All right, so yeah, pretty much. All right, I'm
Sorry,
gonna bring
Linda.
this. I'm gonna bring this back here, and I'm gonna take Tootsie Pops here because now I have my chocolate candy, my peanut butter candy, my sweet candy, and I'm gonna get a lollipop in there. So give me a little chocolate and sweet with a Tootsie Pop.
That's
Those are
the
very
worst thing.
underrated, by the way.
What?
Super underrated. Super underrated. You get sweet, and then you get a little taste of candy in
The
there.
chocolate ones are awful, but like the grape one and
Wrong.
the raspberry ones
So-
are my favorite.
Yep.
There's so many wrong things happening. I can't.
I just
What's
don't
your
know.
problem
The
with
Milk
Tootsie
Bud
Pops?
Whopper contingent really.
Wait,
doesn't
yeah,
have it.
seriously.
Whopper
What's your
good.
beef with Tootsie Pops there, Whopper?
The chocolate one is good, and you can't tell me you ever got a sucker as a kid and you were like, "Woo!" I've never
Yeah.
once got a sucker in a
Well,
Jack o'
Pops.
lantern or
Yo,
whatever
you need
the
to
shit.
you need to trick or treat
They're
at my
always
house,
loud.
yo. Raina makes goodie bags with like 3 or 4 little candies in there and a lollipop. Like here, have everything that you want, child.
I'm on my way. It's
It's
just
just
a fucking milk
it's a
jug.
lot. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of time. You have to throw something away at the end. Like
Yeah,
you're
there's
setting
like
yourself to.
leftover.
You're setting yourself
I see you,
to
Dave. I see you, Dave.
you have to throw something out at a time to be named later. Like most of these candies, you just eat them and then throw away the wrapper. Like you're like, oh, I got to deal with this at some point later. You know, not a big fan of that.
All right,
Am
there,
I out?
Butterfinger.
First of all, Butterfingers is dope.
What you got?
Second,
Last 2 picks, Coop. Make them count. Gotta
So
make
I already
Coop
picked-
proud. You know she's.
I already picked one. Ani Coop. I can't trust her on any food selections, dude. She likes her hot dogs cooked to they're literally black. Same with her burgers, hockey puck. Shout out to Ani Coop. I'm gonna say she asked for them that way, so you can't trust her food choices. I gotta go. I have to go one safe pick here, and then one outside the box pick. So I'm going to appeal to Twitter here by picking Milky Way. It's
Nobody has ever asked for a Milky Way.
But when
My
you get
mom's
it,
favorite candy
you're on board. When you get it, you're on board. So I have
You're
to.
like, oh, all right, I got the thing that's not as good as a Snickers. All right.
It's
I
like the
already
one you
have-
get in the variety pack that's like the 3rd or 4th, like after everything else is gone. Sorry,
Pretty
Mama
much,
Medallions.
It's like
The
the
thing is, I-
crackle of the Hershey's bag.
I could have picked some ones that I like, which other people don't like. I don't want to drop any names. That's the thing. You know.
All right, so then round us out, Coop. What are you going to close it out with? What are you going to start the last round with?
I'm between two.
So am I, and I'm hoping you make it easier for me.
Don't take my pick.
I know. I'm trying to figure out the best way to cheat, if possible.
You see? This
Bill
is why we
Belichick
make.
way.
Yep.
What's that?
She said the Belichick way.
It's the Belichick way, yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take.
Yes, Drew. I see you, Drew.
I'm gonna take Airheads here.
Fucker.
I've always been a fan, man. And the thing
That's
is,
a good pick.
when I was a kid, I would always, whenever I get a slush from the ice cream man, I would always get an Airhead, and then I would make it into like a spoon because they would freeze in the slush. And
I
then
like
get a little
that.
spoon action, yeah.
I like that.
That's a good
loading
pick.
up, dude. I gotta say my lineup, man, pretty strong, dude. Pretty
You're a
strong.
jerk.
Just, dude, your dentist not happy with my lineup, no question. Pretty upset, but we're making waves.
Yeah, it's not a bad squad, Coop. I mean, it's a little questionable, and it's not as versatile as mine.
A little
but-
too mass appeal. But
Well, and that's
What?
where I'm stuck right now on my last pick, Coop, because I got one right here that, like, if I was gonna make my pick, I know what it would be for like my personal preference. But I think that there's another one that might get more mass appeal and kind of falls in line with my roster better. So I'm really not sure what to do.
you should just put your first 3 picks all in the same bowl and just go crazy, dude. Hey, put them all in the same bowl and then eat them like this, where you're not. Can you get Scamper's cat off my face so people can see what's going on? For 1 second, put them all in one bowl and then just like while you're watching the game tonight, eat them without even looking. Just handfuls of your top 3 picks. Like
I would do it, Bill.
I may or may not be crying right now.
hey, cat, dude, the greatest chat cat in the world. of
All right,
course.
so you know what? I'm gonna go with my heart here, and I'm not. I've already. I think I have a solid enough team that I'm gonna win the Twitter vote anyway. So I'm going with my top pick here. My top pick would have been Twix, but I'm going hot tamales. I freaking love hot tamales.
Hot
Are you
tamales.
mad at hot tamales, Linda?
I like hot tamales. I do.
They're probably one of my favorite candies.
Thank
Like,
you.
Wow. So, Lindy, you thought you were gonna get them late?
Yeah.
You thought you were
They're
gonna
not
get them
like-
in the
you don't
fifth.
think about them as Halloween
You went
candy.
Milk Duds and Whoppers over hot tamales.
Yeah, I thought they'd hang out. Everybody
Linda,
was going really
take
sweet.
pretzels.
I can literally say without hyperbole, I have never had a hot tamale, nor have I ever wanted to have a hot tamale.
Kev,
They're
you're
good,
missing
bro.
out, bro.
I like them, dude. I like those.
I don't
You're
like
missing out.
I don't like that cinnamony taste.
Really?
Then you're not. Then you're not gonna like
Yeah,
this.
then you probably wouldn't like it. But yeah, if you like cinnamon,
Linda,
right,
hey,
oh,
Linda, do what you were born to do here.
Take
Yeah.
dots.
No. Take the most divisive candy of all time. I think it's gonna get you votes on Twitter.
Okay, I'm gonna go. This is not. I hope not super divisive, but maybe people don't like them at all. But give me Smarties.
I thought you were going with the candy corn there.
So did
Oh
I.
hell no! I get enough shit for candy corn.
That's like an automatic L on Twitter.
I buy
Truly
candy
is.
corn.
But
in,
dude,
like,
you might there's
container,
a
so
small loyal following.
There
I think
is.
it's just me and
There
Jimmy
is.
Carter actually, but
Kev,
and Liz.
close us
Liz
out.
also like candy corn.
Does she? Oh, poor Liz.
I don't even know what to go with. You know what? I'm gonna close it out with a cult favorite.
Yes,
Wow.
I love me some
Junior
Junior
Esther,
Mints.
can you put Toronto Dave's "These pretzels are making me thirsty"? Those are two. That's another Seinfeld reference, though. The Junior
Yep.
Mints, right, with the operation room. So,
Yep.
damn,
I
that's
love
appealing
Junior
to the
Mints.
people.
Didn't you guys give me shit for Junior Mints last year? I think you guys gave me shit
Yeah.
for drafting Junior
Well,
Mints.
yeah,
last
but you
year.
probably
I think
took
it's
them in
been
like the
2 years
second
since we
round.
did this.
It's a
heinous
second.
project.
The last pick, dude, Kev. I mean, but when you pick Junior Mints, do you also get toothpaste?
Well, since nobody mentioned them, I was gonna go Hershey Kisses there with my last pick, and Kev, that's the one that Hershey's Cookies and Cream makes Kisses, and they make like a little bag of cookies and cream Kisses, and Raina gets them all the time, and we just go ham on them. So
if Kev took Hershey's Cookies and Cream, and you took Hershey's Cookies and Cream Kisses, then this episode would have gone till 9.
no, I would have taken regular
Yeah,
Hershey
no,
Kisses.
it would have got ugly for
I would have
sure.
taken regular Hershey Kisses, but hot
Yeah.
tamales was the way to go.
I will say this: Hershey Kisses fall into the same category for me as Oreos. Where like you don't realize how good they are until they're in your mouth.
I don't like Oreos.
In your mind, you're like, these are whack, but then you have them and you're like, wait a second, these are really good.
Yeah,
I like the hugs, those Hershey Kisses with the 2 flavors.
Yes, the hugs are way
those are
better.
good. Those are good.
All right,
But we're
I
gonna
don't
put
like
this in.
not the peppermint
Patriot.
ones. Not
So
the
we'll
peppermint
post
ones.
this.
Yeah.
We'll post this to Twitter, guys. We'll share it out of the Besties site. We'll definitely get people's opinions and see what people think about the drafts.
Shout out Charleston Chew.
That's the one I thought you were talking about with the.
I
with
thought
the team
about it,
coming
bro.
out.
But I took my mom. I took Butterfingers for my mom, but she loves Charleston Chew too. You put them in the freezer, they don't mess your teeth up.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But we're running long. The
Patriots
game is on, and we'd be remiss this week if we did not do an injury report. So we're gonna bang through a quick Kevin Tompkins injury report.
That's right. It's Kevin Tompkins injury report. Yeah, so we're gonna go quick with this one because game's on. Brees Hall suffered torn ACL meniscus injury in the second quarter of week 7. It really sucks. He'll be out for the year, as we just broke, by the way, with the James Robinson was traded to the Jets. So that could be fun. Thank you, JB, for updating the show doc as we speak. A little behind the fourth wall there. DK Metcalf hurt his left knee, was carted off. But the always optimistic Pete Carroll says Metcalf won't need surgery. I think he's a liar. He's less of a medical doctor than I am, and I'm not even one. So no matter the case, I still think it knocks him out of week 8, but who knows? So I really like Marquise Goodwin as a stash if he does not go. Mike Williams suffered a high ankle, likely going to miss 2 to 3 weeks. Sucks. And the Chargers cannot afford to, let Keenan Allen just run 20% of routes like he did this past week. So Chargers are hurting. DeAndre Carter looks pretty good right now. Alan Lazard. Between Metcalf, Williams, and Lazard, it was a bad day to be a grown-ass man wide receiver. Hurt his shoulder, was wearing a sling on Monday. We'll see how it goes through the course of the week, said Matt LaFleur. But the Packers do go into Buffalo on Sunday Night Football, into that slaughterhouse. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm going to throw this one in here real quick. Ryan Tannehill hurt his ankle in the fourth quarter. I think he probably plays in week 8, but I just want that door open to crack for Malik Willis. You're muted.
Yeah, I am muted because I had to cough. But I do like that call, Kev, because Malik Willis is a guy that is a sneaky stash, and anybody in a super flex league, especially in dynasty leagues, have them already. But in your leagues, like if you're in a super flex that, has Malik Willis sitting out there, it definitely might be worth picking up and stashing there. I know we have limited time, but
It's a Seinfeld.
Quick waiver targets, Linda.
To be honest, I forgot who I wrote down this morning. Can you tell me who I wrote?
We gotta go watch the Patriots. Paris Campbell is who I pick.
Well, Coop loves Paris Campbell. Linda, you said Gus Bus and Wan'Dale Robinson. Both good picks there, both getting volume. Kev, yours? He's on mute, so he said Marquise Goodwin, Noah Brown, and Khalif Raymond.
I actually said Marquise Brown because I'm dumb.
Okay, and I said Kate Otten and Jeff Wilson, and everybody's dropping Jeff Wilson. I'm picking him up if I have a deep bench because CMC is not the healthiest. And if you were so quick to stash CMC's backups before, why not do it now in this offense? So as people are dropping Jeff Wilson, if you have a spot on the roster, why not stash him just in case, right?
You can start Kate on every week until Cameron Brate comes back, and then you can't start him.
Right. Exactly. So if you need wins right now, grab Kate Otten. If you're chilling, if you have CMC, if you need somebody to stash, grab Jeff Wilson while everyone drops him. Guys, Monday night, not going to do a preview because the game's on right now. For Coop's sake, let's hope we get a little return of the Mac here. We get a good-looking Mac Jones out there. Final thoughts is just everybody enjoy because we're not going to be here next week on Halloween. A couple of us have kids. Others of us want to dress up and get crazy. So everybody just enjoy your Halloween. Stay safe out there. We'll see you back in 2 weeks' time. Thank you for everyone who came out to join us today. The chat was live. Chat was active. So thanks for checking in. Shout out to Razzball for hosting us here. Definitely check out the Razzball YouTube page. Check out the Fantasy Besties Twitter page. Check out Razzball.com. For Kevin, Linda, Coop, and the not present Loop, I'm JB Barry. We're the Fantasy Besties. Have a great week. We'll see you in 2 weeks.